Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I'm Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I will be fighting a 1,500-point battle between my Dark Angels and Neil's Dark Angels. So get this. The story that we've got going on here is that both detachments were sent to this planet, but unbeknownst to each other that each had been sent. So they were sent on a secret mission. There was no communications allowed because it had to be kept secret because they were fallen on this planet that needed to be collected. So they sent in these forces to go collect them, and they had sent them separately, you know, circles within circles in the inner circle. No one quite knows who everyone else is doing, but because of the requirements for keeping it radio silent, neither side knew who the other was. So when they arrived, they found another force of Marines trying to capture the Fallen that were on this planet, and both sides just assumed that the other were the Fallen. So for this game, we're going to be playing our own modified mission here, where each of the Fallen models that we've got on the board here, that I've painted up as Fallen, there's 6 of them on the board. There's another one right over here. There's another one back in here, and then there's one back in the building over there. For each of these models, they're going to be acting as a relic. So each of them is going to be worth 3 points at the end of the game. We're going to do First Blood, Linebreaker, Slay the Warlord as well, like normal. But so each of those is going to be like a relic. So you can move it the 6 inches per phase. You can't move it any further than that. That's just how it goes. So that is the mission and the story. Because of the way we've got it played out, we're going to be treating each other's army as fallen. So because my side thinks that his army is fallen, his side thinks that my side is fallen, it should be fun. I think it should be interesting. So that is that's the story. That's the mission that we've got going on. Before we go further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Dark Angels, we will be running a battalion detachment. Leading off that detachment, we have an interrogator chaplain with a jump pack and a grav pistol, and a master with a relic blade, combi plasma, and the Shroud of Heroes. We have 2 10-man tactical squads. Each squad has a grav cannon, a plasma gun, and the sergeants have grav pistols. We have a 5-man scout squad with camo cloaks and sniper rifles. I have an 8-man assault squad with jump packs. 2 of them have flamers, and the sergeant has a power maul. We have a 3-man Inceptor squad with assault bolters. We have 2 rhinos with 2 storm bolters each. We have a 5-man Hellblaster squad with assault plasma incinerators. And last but not least, we have a 5-man Deathwing Terminator squad. The sergeant has a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield, and there's an assault cannon. And then for the other Dark Angels, leading off their battalion detachment, they have an interrogator chaplain with a jump pack and a grav pistol, and a master with a relic blade and a combi plasma. We have 2 10-man tactical squads. Each squad has a grav cannon, each squad has a plasma gun, and each sergeant has a grav pistol. We have a 5-man scout squad with camo cloaks, sniper rifles, and 1 heavy bolter. We have a 7-man assault squad with jump packs. The sergeant has a Thunderhammer, a combat shield, and a grav pistol. We have a 3-man Inceptor squad with assault bolters. We have 2 rhinos with 2 storm bolters each. We have a 5-man squad of Hellblasters with assault plasma incinerators. And last but not least, we have a 5-man Deathwing Terminator squad. The sergeant has a Thunderhammer and Storm Shield, and there's 1 assault cannon. All right, so those are the armies. We got a mirror match going on as best as we could with the models that we've got here. So going over deployment now for the Dark Angels over here on my side, I've got a combat squad of one of my tactical squads. So it's got the grav cannon and 4 bolter marines over here, holding on to this captive over on this side. We've got a rhino on the right here that is full of the full 10-man squad. We've got the squad over here with the other half of the combat squad from these guys, along with the master inside of the rhino over here. We've got the 5 sniper scouts up in here. We've got the Hellblasters with the assault plasma incinerators back in here. And then in Deep Strike Reserve, I've got the Inceptors, my Interrogator Chaplain, and my Assault Squad, and my Deathwing Terminators. Going over deployment here for the other Dark Angels, we've got a Rhino over here with a 10-man tactical squad inside. we've got a Rhino over here with a 10-man tactical squad inside. You can see that's where the other Fallen is inside this building here. We've got the Hellblasters and the Master over here, and in Deep Strike Reserve. Oh, and the Scouts are up in here along with one of the Fallen. In Deep Strike Reserve, he's also got his Inceptors, his Assault Squad, and the Deathwing Terminators and the Interrogator Chaplain. So before the game started, we both used command points for Hunt the Fallen and declared it on each other's Interrogator Chaplain. So they each get +1 attack because of it, but our units are going to get bonuses when attacking them in close combat. And our Deathwing units are going to get to charge them, get to reroll charge rolls against them. We also spent command points on Inner Circle to give our Masters the Deathwing keyword and the Inner Circle special rule, so they get to do special things against the Fallen, which is everyone on his army and everyone in my army. I think it'll be fun. I think it should be pretty cool. So, as of right now, his Dark Angels are going to go first instead of my Dark Angels, unless I can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Show me that Phil face. No Phil face. So we'll come back to you after his Dark Angels movement phase here on turn 1. Alright, movement phase for his Dark Angels here. His Scouts stood still. His Plasma Hellblaster stood still along with the Master. So did his Rhino in the building there. This Rhino stood still, and in from reserves came his Inceptors, dropping back here 9 inches away from my Hellblasters. So when he dropped them down here, I declared that I'm going to be spending 2 command points for Auspex Scan to shoot into them. So let's see if I get one of those command points back, because we both took Brilliant Strategist as our Warlord trait. Nope, I do not get it back, so I'm down to 2 command points, but now I'm going to get to shoot at them. So they've got the Assault Bolters each, so they're within 24 inches, which means that I'm going to be having 10 shots coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 4s because it's -1 to hit because of Auspex Scan. I'm not going to supercharge because, I mean, they're dead if I don't do it. So here we go, hitting on 4s. Pretty good. I've got a bunch of hits here. All right, these are now strength 6, so wounding on 3s. That is 2, 4, 6 wounds at AP -4, so they're dead, I believe. Yeah, they're unfortunately dead because they've got AP, they've got 3+ armor save, so that's just enough to kill them. So that is First Blood. All right, into the shooting phase. His Scout Squad here is going to fire into my Tactical Squad over here. So we're going to have the green dice are going to be the 4 sniper rifles, and the blue dice are going to be the shots from the heavy bolter. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he didn't move. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, pretty good shooting there. So that's all but 1 hit there. They're going to be the wounding on 4s and wounding on 3s. The green 6s are deal mortal wounds in addition to the wounds there. So, all right, so we got 1 mortal wound, so 1 guy will be dead, and then we've got 3 saves. 2 are at -1, so we got 2 at -1 in cover, so it's going to be 2 3-ups from that, making both of those saves. Then we've got 2, because these are both wounds now, 2 2-up saves because they're in cover. And I make both of those. Woo! Alright, so that is it for the first Dark Angel turn here. I didn't lose enough to have to take a morale test here, so they are good to go. So we'll come back to you after my Dark Angels movement phase here on turn 1. Alright, movement phase for the Dark Angels, the second set of Dark Angels here on turn 1. My Hellblasters up here advanced up into cover over there. My Scouts here stood where they were. Both of the Rhinos moved up over here, just moved their regular movement. This squad stood still where they were, and in from Deep Strike Reserve, my Inceptors dropped in over here, 12.1 inch, or just over 12 inches away from his Hellblaster, so that I couldn't get shoosted, which was the plan. So that is it for the movement phase here for the Dark Angels. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Inceptors are going to fire into his Hellblasters over here. So we've got 18 shots here between them, hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so strength 5 into toughness 4, so looking for 3s to wound. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so that's 11 wounds at AP -1. He is in cover, so he gets +1 to this save. So we're going to have 11 3-up armor saves. Fails. Oh, that one's cocked. Failing 1. That one's good, yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds go through. So that's 2.5 guys dead. All right, so both of the rhinos are going to fire their storm bolters into his intercessor, his hellblasters over there. So we've got 8 shots coming in here, hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 wounds. AP nothing, so 3 2-ups. And he fails 1 of them. All right, so my squad over here is going to fire into his scouts over here. The yellow is going to be the grav cannon. The greens are going to be the bolter shots there. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right, re-rolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. They didn't move. All righty. So these are strength 5. These are strength 4. So wounding on 4s and wounding on 3s. All right, so that's all wounds. These are AP nothing, so they're going to be 2 up because they've got camo cloaks. These are AP -3, so they're going to be 5 ups because of camo cloaks. So we'll do the first 2. These are going to be 2 ups, making them both, and then we've got 2 5 ups. Failing them both. All right, my scout snipers here are going to fire into his hellblasters over there. So we've got 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 3s because he didn't move. All right, re-rolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, so that is 3 hits. These are going to be wounding on 4s. 6s do a mortal wound. Okay, so just getting the 1 wound, regular wound. So 2 up armor save. Into there? Yeah, just 1 2 up, 1 2 up armor save. Sorry. And he's good. And now my Hellblasters are going to fire into his Rhino over here. I'm not going to supercharge because they advance, so they're going to be -1 to hit, but I am going to spend a command point on Weapons of the Dark Age. Let's see if I get the command point back. I do with that 6, so I'm still at 2 command points. So we've got 10 shots coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 4s because they're -1 hit because they're assault weapons. All right, not getting to reroll 1s because they did move. All right. So these are now strength 6, so that means that they're going to be wounding on 5s. All right, getting 3 wounds. AP -4, +1 because he's got cover over here, because he's in terrain and he's got 50% obscured. So it's going to be 3 6-up saves. No, fails them all, and that's 2 damage each, so that's going to be 6 damage into him. All right, so that's it for my Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. So into morale phase here, these guys lost 3 guys, so 3 plus 5 is 8, and they are good to go because his sergeant is still alive. So that is it for the Dark Angels, the second Dark Angel's turn here on turn 1. We'll come back to you after the first Dark Angel's turn movement phase on turn 1. All right, so movement phase for the first Dark Angels here on turn 2. His scout squad advanced over here behind the rock, carrying with them the fallen, the body of the fallen that they dragged with them behind cover over here. His Hellblasters and Master moved up over this way, looking on my Inceptors. His Rhino over here stood still with the guy still inside there, looking after that dude bro over there. Then we've got his other Rhino disembarked, the 10-man tactical squad who had moved up onto the bridge over here, and the Rhino itself moved up underneath the bridge. And in from Deep Strike Reserve, his assault squad and Interrogator Chaplain dropped in, and then his Deathwing Terminators dropped in over here. So when these guys dropped in, he spent 2 command points and declared Deathwing Assault, and I spent 2 command points and declared that I was going to Auspex scan him. So we're going to do the Deathwing Assault first because both of them happen right now, and because it's his turn, he can choose which order he wants to do it, and I would imagine he definitely wants to choose him shooting me first before I shoot him. So we'll come back to you with that. All right, so now with the Deathwing Assault, these guys shooting into my Hellblasters. First, let's see if he gets a command point back. He does, yes. In fact, so it only cost him 1 command point, so he's down to 3. And now we're going to have him shooting here. So he's got 3 Storm Bolters that are within rapid fire range. So it's going to be 12 shots with the Storm Bolters, and we're going to have 6 shots with the Assault Cannon. So the Storm Bolters are going to be hitting on 3s. The Assault Cannon is going to be hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so the blue ones are going to be wounding on 3s because they're strength 6, toughness 4, and then the Storm Bolters are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we have 1 wound from the assault cannon. We've got 5 wounds from the storm bolter. So we're going to do the assault cannon first. AP -1, +1 because they're in cover over there. So looking for a 3-up. That's good. And then we've got 5 2-up saves because they're in cover here. And I failed 1 of them. All right, and now my guys are going to Auspex scan into his Terminators over here. So let's first see if I get a command point back. I do, so I'm still have 1 command point, which is pretty good. And now 10 shots. I'm not going to supercharge. Just, you know what? I am going to supercharge with them because, I mean, I think they're going to be feeling some pain here in a second. So we are going to supercharge. So the first guy here is going to shoot. So he's got 2 shots hitting on 4s. He will be dead, but he did not get a hit. That's super great. Off to a great start so far. 4s. All right, 2 hits from that guy. That guy is going to be dead as well because he had that, but he did get a hit. Another dead guy. Oh boy, that's not great. That one's cocked back there. That's another dead guy. So that is, man, that is 4 dead guys with 5 hits. These are now going to be strength 7, so wounding on 3s. That is going to be 4 wounds at AP -4, so we've got 4 6-up, 5-up invul saves. Making 1 of them, so that's going to be 3 Terminators dead.
We go.
All right, so starting off the shooting phase now, his Hellblasters are going to fire into my Inceptors over here. So he is going to supercharge. So we're going to have the first guy hitting here, hitting on 3s. All right, that's 2 hits. And then the next guy hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. So that's 4 hits over here. These are going to be strength 7 because it's the assault variant. So still wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds at AP -4.
I'm going to burn a reroll.
He's going to spend a command point to reroll one of those. Do you get the command point back first?
Okay.
This is to get the back. No, he does not. But do you get a wound there? That's cocked. That was cocked, yeah. No wound there. So that is still going to be 2. 2 that are just dead because it's 2 wounds each and it's AP -4. So that's 2 guys dead. And now his master is going to fire into my Inceptor over here. He's going to fire both profiles. He's not going to supercharge. So the red is going to be Plasma, green is going to be Bolter. Both of them hitting on 3s now. Both hits. So the red is going to be strength 7, wounding on 3s. That is a wound. And then wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. So he just takes... oh, I get a 6-up armor save because it's AP -3. Oh, cocked. Come on. Oh, no. So he takes a wound. All right, so now his Rhino's going to shoot through the window into my Rhino on the right there with his 2 Storm Bolters. So he's got 4 shots total because he's not in rapid fire range, hitting on 3s. These are now going to be wounding on 5s.
Sweet, delicious.
No wounds. All right, so now his Rhino is going to fire into my Hellblaster over here. He's got 8 shots because he's in rapid fire range, hitting on 4s because he's in his 2nd profile. Pretty good, just have those 3 misses there. And then these are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. 1 2-up armor save. Whoa, throwing dice all over the place. Oh, of course he takes the wound. All right, so this 10-man tactical squad is going to fire into my lone Hellblaster over here. So we're going to have 5 guys with bolters are in non-rapid fire range. 2 guys with bolters are in rapid fire range. We've got the grav cannon. We've got a grav pistol that's in range. And we have a rapid fire plasma gun. So the red is going to be the plasma, blues are going to be grav, and greens are going to be the regular bolters. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s except for the grav cannon. Actually, take out one of the blue and change that out because we'll roll that pistol separate because that doesn't suffer the penalty. So these blues, okay, and we got the white one's going to be the grav pistol. Sorry about that. We were thinking about the profiles versus what they're going to shoot. So the blues are going to be hitting on 4s. Everything else is going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so these are all the hits over here. Yeah, now these are going to roll to wound. The greens are going to be wounding on 4s. Everything else is going to be wounding on 3s. These are now, yeah, wounding on 3s. So, yep, wounding on 4s and 3s. All right, so we've got 2 at AP -3. And then 3 at regular AP. So we'll do the 3 regular APs first. Looking for 2-ups with these ones. Oh, failed that one and he's dead. All right, so now his Deathwing Terminators are going to fire into my scouts. So we've just got the assault cannon over here. 6 shots hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, so that's 3 hits. These are strength 6, so wounding on 3s, getting no wounds.
Wow.
All right, so now the assault squad's going to shoot. 3 of them are going to fire their bolt pistols into the scouts, and then some others are going to shoot over here. The 3 bolt pistols into the scouts all hit. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 3 wounds.
What was that earlier?
3 2-up saves because they've got camo cloaks and in cover. Failed 2 of them. All right, so now the interrogator chaplain is also going to join in on the fun over here. So we've got 2 grav pistols that are going to fire into them, and we've got 2 bolt pistols that are going to fire into them. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right, missing 1 bolt pistol. Then these are going to be wounding on 3s and 4. All right, so we've got just the 1 regular wound there. This is going to be on a 2-up armor save, and he's good. Woo! All right, so now that's it for shooting phase. Into the assault phase, this assault squad's going to charge into my tactical squad over here. They're going to fire Overwatch, looking for 6s here. The yellows are going to be the grav cannons. Looking for 6s, re-rolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, getting 4 hits there. These are going to be, the yellow is going to be wounding on 3s. The greens are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, that one's cocked. All right, so we've got 2 wounds, 1 at AP -3, 1 at AP nothing. So we've got 1 6-up save.
106.
No, and then we got 1 on a 3-up save. No, so there's going to be 2 guys dead. All right, so now they need a 9-inch charge to get in here because they've got jump packs, so they get to just go jumping in there. No, not getting in, but he's going to spend a command point on this one. Do you want to reroll? Let's roll the distance. This one's for the distance, so re-rolling that die. Does get him in, and then do you get your command point back?
Maybe.
Yes, he does. All right. All right, now his interrogator chaplain's going to charge in. He needs 10 inches to get in here. No, does not make it. All right, so now his assault squad here is going to attack into my tactical squad here. He's got 4 guys with chain swords, and he's got the 1 sergeant with the Thunderhammer. So the reds are going to be the Thunderhammer, greens are going to be the chain swords. They're going to be hitting on 3s and 4s respectively. All right, pretty good. All right, so they're going to be wounding on 2s and 4s. All right, so getting 2 Thunderhammer. That's a 2 one there because he's strength 8. So it's going to be 2 6-up saves against the Thunderhammers. Not making either of those, and then a 3-up save against the chainsword. I'm making that one, so 2 guys are dead. And then I'm going to have my 2 guys attacking back, so that's 2 attacks hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits, wounding on 4s, getting no wounds. All right, and that is the end of the Dark Angels, first Dark Angels turn here on turn 2. Nobody lost enough to have to test morale, so we were just going to move on now to the movement phase for the other Dark Angels here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the second set of Dark Angels here on turn 2. These tactical guys fell back out of combat with his assault squad. This 10-man tactical squad disembarked from the Rhino. The Rhino moved up over there. Second Rhino moved up over there. These scouts stood still where they were. This assault squad dropped in over here. That's wobbly model because it should be right there, but underneath here, the table kind of curves, so there's nothing to support him. But that's where he is, not over there. The interrogator chaplain did drop in right over there. And my my Terminators dropped in over here. When I dropped in, he did declare Auspex scan from these guys into them because they're just within 12. Because I wanted to get some rapid fire if I could. And then over here, my Inceptor advanced up here, looking onto these bros over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the Auspex scan.
Okay.
All right. So first, we're going to see if he gets back a command point. He does not, so my opponent is out of command points. I'm down to 1 command point now, but now we're going to have his Auspex scan, so we'll come back to you with that. All right, so here come the shots. We've got 5 guys with bolters that are in rapid fire. We've got 2 guys with bolters that are not in rapid fire. The grav pistol from the sergeant is not in range. The red is going to be the plasma shot that's going to be hitting there. He's not in rapid fire, so it's just the one. And then the grav cannon is shooting, which are the blue. He's heavy, and he did move in its preceding movement phase, which is the way the wording is specific in the rulebook for heavy weapons. So he's going to be hitting on 5s because it's -1 for moving and -1 for the Auspex scan. Everything else is going to be hitting on 4s.
Not overcharging.
Not overcharging, because he doesn't want to kill his guy, which is fair enough. I mean, we saw what happened with my guys. So here we go. Hitting on 4s and 5s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so we got 7 bolter shots. We got 1 plasma shot and 1 of the grav shots that actually hit. So these are all going to be, well, the grav and the plasma are going to be wounding on 3s. The greens are going to be wounding on 4s. So here we go. All right, so we got 1 plasma got through, and then almost all of the bolters except for 1 got through. So we'll come back to you with that. All right, so now we will have take the bolter shots there. So it's 6 of them, looking for 2-up armor saves, failing 1 of them, and then we've got 1 plasma shot that goes in there. It has to go into the one guy there, so it's going to be looking for a 5-up invul save. No, failed that one. So that is 1 guy dead. All right, so now my Terminators are going to start us off in the shooting phase. They're going to fire into his tactical squad over here. Yellows are going to be the assault cannon. Greens are going to be the storm bolters. So there's 2 storm bolters left. They are going to be hitting on 3s, which are the greens. So they're within rapid fire range. So they're going to be 8 shots from them. 6 shots from the assault cannon hitting on 4s because he moved. All righty. Wow, not great over here. Not great over here. All right, so these are now going to be wounding on 4s and 3s. All righty, so we got 3 wounds, 1 at AP -1. So we'll do 1 3-up save because they're in cover. So he's good on that, and then 2 2-up saves because they're in cover. Fails 1 of those. All right, my sniper scouts here are going to fire into his Terminators over here. So we got 3 shots hitting on 3s because they didn't move. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right, so that's 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. No wound there. All right, so now my my assault squad and the interrogated chaplain are going to fire into his tactical squad here. The yellow is going to be interrogated chaplain with the grav pistol. These are going to be bolt pistol shots hitting on 3s. All righty. Wounding on 4s and 3. All right, so we've got 1 regular armor save and 1 AP -3. So we've got 1 2-up. He's good, and then we've got 1. It would be a 2-up, becomes a 5-up, and he's good with that one. All right, so now my tactical squad's going to fire into his assault squad over here. We're going to have the greens are going to be the bolters that are firing there. 7 are in rapid fire range. We've got the yellow is going to be the grav cannon. The black is going to be the plasma gun in rapid fire range. And then we've got the grav pistol from the sergeant in red. So these are all going to be hitting on 3s, except for the yellows that are hitting on 4s because it's heavy and moved. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so red, yellow, and black are wounding on 3s. Greens are wounding on 4s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so we've got 2 at AP -3, 6 at AP nothing. So we got 2 5-up saves because he's in cover. Failed both of those, so that's 2 guys dead. And then we've got 6 2-up saves. Failing another 2 of those, that's 4 guys dead. All right, so now my Inceptor here is going to fire into his scout squad. I've got 6 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he advanced. All right, pretty good. Getting 3 hits. These are wounding on 3 hits, wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds at AP -1. So they're not in cover over here. So that's going to be 2 5-up saves from these guys over here. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so 2 5-up saves. Fails them both. All right, so now the Rhino on the right there is going to fire into his Hellblasters over here. So he's not in rapid fire range. So we've got 4 shots coming in here, hitting on 3s. That's all hits. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Okay, getting 1 wound. 2-up armor save because he's in cover. And he's good. And now my other Rhino is going to shoot into them. So he is in rapid fire range. So we got 8 shots hitting on 3s. All right, all but 1. Pretty good shooting there. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. That one's cooked. All right. So that is 3 wounds. 3 2-up armor saves. Fails one of them. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Terminators are going to charge into his Rhino over here. So we got 8 shots coming in from the Rhino, hitting on 6s. Getting 1 hit, sorry, 1 hit there. This is wounding on a 4. That's a wound. 2-up armor save. All right, so now they need a 9-inch charge to get in there. Here we go. No, not getting it. That's only, I've got 1 dice left. You know what? I am going to try to re-roll that one. So looking for a 5 or 6. No, not getting it. But do I get the command point back? No, I do not. So we are both out of command points now. All right, so now my assault squad here is going to charge into his tactical squad there. He is going to overwatch here. We've got rapid fire from the plasma gun. He's got his grav cannon in range. The grav pistol is not in range, and 2 of the bolters are in range. So these are all going to be hitting on 6s. Getting 1 plasma hit.
Yeah, and I didn't overcharge.
That is it. Yeah, it did not overcharge. So that's the 1 plasma hit. So this is going to be wounding on a 3. No wound there.
Yeah.
All right, now they need a 9-inch charge to get in. Oh, nope, not getting in. All right, so that's it for the assault phase. So at the end of the turn here, morale phase, his assault squad here lost 4 guys. So 4 plus, here we go, 5 is 9. So he is running away. So that is going to be, so that squad is now wiped over there. So that is going to be it for the Dark Angels part 2 turn here on turn 2. So we will come back to you after movement phase for part 1 on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels, first group of Dark Angels. His scout sergeant stood still over here holding on to the body of that fallen. His Hellblasters moved up into the in the ruins over here along with the Master. The squad back over in here disembarked from the Rhino, and then the Rhino moved around the corner over there. Then this tactical squad moved down the stairs, moving down over here, looking onto my assault squad, and his Rhino moved over this way. Did it advance or just moved? It just moved the 8 inches over there. So it just moved through there and moved over to there. And then over here, his Terminators started making their way over here towards my scouts, and so did his interrogator chaplain. So that is it for the Dark Angels movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, this sergeant here is going to fire into my Inceptor, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. And now his Hellblasters are going to fire into my Inceptor here. He is going to supercharge, so we got 2 shots from the first guy, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. 2 shots from the next guy, hitting on 3s. That is not a wound. That's not a hit, but doesn't blow up because he didn't have any minuses to hit. And that is 1 hit. So there's 3 hits here. This is strength 7 now because of the supercharging in there, the assault 1. So it's going to be wounding on 3s. So 3 shots, wounding on 3s. That is 3 wounds. He's in cover there, so I've got 3 6-up saves. I need to make all of these. Looking for Phil Faces. Not getting a single one, so he is dead. And now his tactical squad here is going to fire into my Rhino on the right over there. 1 guy can't see, but everyone else can and is in rapid fire range. So the greens are going to be the bolters. White is going to be the grav pistol from the sergeant. Red is going to be the plasma gun, which is going to supercharge. And then the blue is going to be the grav cannon. So everything's hitting on 3s except for the blues hitting on 4s because they moved. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so the greens are going to be wounding on, actually everything is going to be wounding on 5s except for the red, which is the plasma. That's going to be wounding on a 3. So, looking for 5s and 3s. All right, we'll come, looks like we got 1 plasma and we got 1 grav and 1 bolter. So, we'll do the bolter save first, 3-up save. That is good. Then we'll do the plasma save here. So this is going to be a 6-up save. No, not making that, so that's 2 damage. And then we've got the Grav Cannon save. Again, looking for 6 up. No, that goes through. That's D3 wounds because he's got an armor value of 3+. So D3 wounds from that one. 1 wound, so that's going to be a total of 3 wounds onto him. All right, so this Rhino here is going to fire into that Rhino there. He's going to be hitting on 3s, and he's in rapid fire range. All right, all but 1 hit. Pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 5s. Getting no wounds. All right, so this Rhino here is going to shoot into my assault squad over here. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he's in his second profile down there. All right, so 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. 1 3-up save. They're good. All right, so now this tactical squad is going to fire into my assault squad. Everybody is in rapid fire range and everyone can shoot in. So we've got the greens are going to be the bolter shots. The blue is going to be the Grav Cannon. The white is going to be the Grav Pistol. And the red is going to be the Plasma. That is not going to supercharge. So here we go. Hitting on 3s and 4s because the Grav Cannon move. We'll come back to that. All right, so now we're going to be wounding on 4s and 3s. All right, so we've got, we'll come back to that. All right, so we got a Plasma, a Grav, and then 5 bolters. So we're going to do the Plasma and the Grav. These are both going to be 6-up saves, making neither of those. And then we've got 5 saves with the for the bolters, looking for 3-ups. So that is going to be another 3 dead. So it's a total of 5 dead. Now his Terminators are going to fire into my scouts. So we got the assault cannon here, hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, getting 3 hits. 4s because he moved. So now that's going to be 3 hits, wounding on 3s. All right, 1 wound. AP -1 +2 because of the cover there. So looking for a 3-up. No, failed that. All right, so now his Interrogator Chaplain is going to fire his Grav Pistol into them. Hitting on a 3, that's a hit. Wounding on a 3, that's a wound. AP -3, +2 because you're in cover, looking for a 5-up. No, dead guy. All right, so that is it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his Terminators are going to charge into my Scout Sergeant over there. So he's going to fire Overwatch, looking for a 6. That is a hit. Wounding on a 4. That is no wound. So his charge distance here.
I need at least a 5.
Looking for a 5 to get in. That gets him in. No, he actually can't make it in because it was actually a 7-inch charge to get in because he had to go up the levels there.
Snake Eyes.
But now his Interrogator Chaplain is going to charge in over here. So Overwatching again. No hit there. So his charge distance.
4 inches.
Looking for 4 inches to get in.
3 minimum.
And now he is in. All right, so now his tactical squad is going to charge into my assault squad. He's right over here, remember, so he's going to fire his Overwatch. They're behind the wall. They can't fire Overwatch. So here comes the pistol. That is not a hit. So their charge distance, I think you only need like 3 or 4 inches. Yeah, it's like 4 inches. 4 inches will get them in.
Snake Eyes.
And they are totally in. All right, so we're going to start off the fight phase with his Interrogator Chaplain attacking into my dude bro over here. So he is going to, he's got 3 base attacks. He's got +1 because he was the one I declared the hunt for the fallen, hunt the fallen after. So he is going to have 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling because of himself. Yeah. All right, so these are now going to be the Crozius, wounding on 3s.
Strength 5 -1.
All right, so that is going to be 3 wounds. AP -1, so we got 3 5-up saves. And, oh, failed him, so he is dead. All right, so remember, he is over there, so they are all going to be able to attack in here from his tactical squad. So he is going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10 attacks because the Sergeant has 2 attacks. And plus a chainsword, so he's going to have 3 attacks, so it's going to be 11 attacks coming in here. These are now going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. And then these are going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 3 wounds. 3 3-up armor saves. And I failed 2 of them. Ugh. All right, so now my Sergeant is going to attack in here. He's got 2 attacks hitting on 3s. Okay, not getting anything. My Interrogator Trap is actually within range, so he is going to get to reroll those. Getting 2 hits. These are now strength +2 because he's got a power maul. Wounding on 3s. That is 1 wound. AP -1, so looking for a 4-up. No, took 1 guy. All right, so that's it for the turn here. I've got a morale test. He lost 7 guys from his squad. So 7 plus 3 is going to be enough to make him run. Getting to reroll because of And They Shall Know No Fear. 6 is, yeah, he is going to be running. So that is it for that squad, and that is it for the turn here. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the second set of Dark Angels. All right, movement phase for the second set of Dark Angels here on turn 3. This squad over here advanced over this way. This squad here just moved up to the edge of the river. This Rhino disembarked his dude bros and then backed up a little bit within range of that fallen guy there. My Interrogator Chaplain advanced up over to here. My Terminators moved up over this way. The 5-man squad and the Master in there disembarked, moving over this way, and this Rhino moved up over this way and is looking on over that way. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so this tactical squad here is going to fire into his Hellblasters. We've got the greens are going to be the 7 bolters that are shooting. The yellows are going to be the grav cannon, and the black is going to be the plasma gun. Not going to supercharge, just going to be firing, not just firing there. So everything's going to be hitting on 3s except for the yellows hitting on 4s because he moved. All right. Plasma missed. Hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, so greens are going to be wounding on 4s. Yellows are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, wow, pretty good there. So we've got the 2 grav cannons went through, and then we've got the 3 bolter shots. So which do you want to do first?
I can save on 6s?
Yep, so what are you going to do?
I'll do the saves on 6s.
All right, so we're going to do the 2 grav cannon shots first, so saving on 6. Oh, no, -3, so saving on 4s. 5s, because it's 3 -3. Yeah, it's just -3 for that. So looking for 5s. Making 1, so 1 is just the 1 guy's only got the 1 wound left, right? He's a wounded guy, so he's going to be dead. All right, so he's actually going to spend his Warlord trait, the free reroll that he can do. He's going to spend that to reroll, so looking for a 5 on this one. No, so it still goes through, killing that guy. And then he has 3 2-up saves for the bolters, making all of those. Now my Rhino over here is going to fire into the Hellblaster over here. So hitting on 3s. Alrighty, pretty good. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Not as alrighty. 1 wound. 1 2-up armor save. And he's good. Alright, so now my Terminators are going to fire into his tactical squad over here. So the yellows are going to be the assault cannon. The greens are going to be the 2 storm bolters, hitting on 3s and 4s because he moved. Alrighty. Pretty good. Alright, so these are now going to be wounding on 4s and 3s. Alright, so we've got 2 at AP -1, 3 at AP nothing. So we've got 2 3-up saves. Failed both of those, and then we've got 3 2-up saves. 3, so 1 more. Oh, was that which one? Was this one of the one you rolled, or did you only roll a 2, right? So roll 1 more. 1 more.
1 more, okay.
Yeah. Alright, so he makes all of those ones. So now my tactical squad there is going to fire into his tactical squad there. So we've got 3 rapid-firing bolters. Yellows are going to be the rapid-firing plasma gun. I'm not going to supercharge, and black is going to be the grav pistol from the sergeant. All of these are hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Pretty decent. Alright, wounding on 3s and 4s. Alright. So we've got 1 2-up save, and we've got to have 2, these are going to be 2 5-up saves. So 1 2-up save. He's good with that one, and then 2 5-up saves. Failing both of those. All right, so that's another 2 dead. The Master is now going to fire into them. He's going to fire both profiles of his combi plasma, and I am not going to supercharge though. So yellow is going to be the plasma, green's going to be the bolter, hitting on 3s. Alrighty. Wounding on 4s and 3. Alrighty then. And now my Rhino is going to fire into them. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. Getting 4 wounds. 4 2-up armor saves. And failing 2 of them. Alright, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my tactical squad up here is going to charge into his tactical squad in there. The guys that can see and that are still alive, we've got a grav cannon, which is going to be blue. Red is going to be the plasma gun, and the white is going to be the grav pistol from the sergeant. So these are all going to be hitting on 6s. Woo, getting a bunch of hits. Woo! Alright, so these are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 AP minus 3, so 2 6-ups. Show me them fell faces. Making none of them. So that's 2 dead guys. And now they're gonna charge in there, and they are totally in. And now my master is gonna charge in. He is also in. And now my Terminators are gonna charge into the Rhino and the tactical squad there. So the Rhino is going to Overwatch, hitting on 6s. That one's cocked. So getting 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is 1 wound. 1 2-up armor save. And he's good, finally. And their charge distance is totally in. Alright, so we're gonna start out the fight phase with my master attacking into his tactical squad. So he is got the inner circle special rule now because we gave him with the command point at the beginning to give him the Deathwing keyword and the inner circle special rule. So he is, and we're treating all of our enemies as fallen because I think he's the fallen, he thinks I'm the fallen. So we're going to give them the rule that's going to kick in here. So he's going to have 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, re-rolling because they're the fallen and he hates them. All right, so that is all hits. Strength plus 2 because he's got a relic blade, so wounding on 3s. All right, so that is going to be 2 wounds, AP minus 3, so 2 6-up saves.
Oh God.
No, failing to both, so that is 2 more dead guys. And now my tactical squad's going to attack in. They've got 5 attacks. The sergeant has 2 base plus 1 for his chainsword. And then there's the 2 other guys that are left. These are going to be hitting on 3s. These are re-rolling 1s because of the master being there. Alrighty. So that's 3 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is going to be 1 wound. 1 3-up armor save. And he's good. Now my Deathwing Terminators are going to activate. 3 of the guys are going to attack into the Rhino. 1 guy is going to attack into his tactical squad there. So we'll go with the 1 guy into the tactical squad. 2 attacks, hitting on 4s because because it's unwieldy. Both hits with fill faces. Really wants them dead. Wounding on 2s. That is 2 wounds at AP minus 3. So 2 6-up saves. Oh, and that squad is wiped. Alright, so now the 2 fists are going to attack into the Rhino. Hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1s because of the master being there. Or rerolling everything because of because I hate him. But the 3s would have been misses anyway because they're unwieldy. So that's 1 hit. Strength 8, wounding on a 3. That is a wound, AP minus 3, so 6-up save. Oh, he's good. And now the Thunderhammer on the Sergeant, hitting on 4s. Rerolling because I hate him. All right, that's a miss because it's a unwieldy there. Wounding on a 3. All right, so that is it for the second set of Dark Angel's turn here on turn 3. So we're moving on to turn 4. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the first set of Dark Angels. All right, movement phase for the first set of Dark Angels here on turn 4. This Rhino moved back over here, and the tactical squad over here embarked upon the Rhino over here. This Rhino fell back from combat over there. His Interrogator Chaplain jumped across over to here. His Terminators have moved up over this way, looking to grab the unconscious body of the Fallen over here. Over in this quadrant, his Master and Lone Hellblaster have moved up into this copse of woods, looking to grab that guy there. and his sniper sergeant just tucked himself even further back behind this rock over here. And that's it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so start of the shooting phase. His Hellblaster in there is going to fire into my tactical squad over here. So 2 shots, hitting on 3s. He's getting 1 hit, strength 6, so wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP -4, +1 because they're in cover, so looking for a 6 up. No, not getting it. 1 dead guy. All right, so now his master is going to fire into them. He's going to rapid fire. He's got, and he's going to fire both profiles. So the red is going to be the plasma, the green is going to be bolter, not going to be supercharging. So hitting on 3s. See, that's why you don't do that. Rerolling 1s because of himself. Oop, that's cocked.
Let me do it again.
All right, so that is all hits. Wounding on 3s and 4s. Getting 3 wounds, 2 of which are AP -3. So we got 2 5-ups. Oh, well, just the 2 because the other one wasn't. 2 5-ups, that is 2 dead guys. All right, so now his Rhino over here is going to fire into my Interrogator Chaplain. He is going to be hitting on, he's in rapid fire range, so 8 shots, hitting on 4s because he's still in his second profile. All right, so getting 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Both wounds, so that's 2 wounds. AP nothing, so +1 because he's in cover there, so 2 up armor saves. And making them both. Woo! All right, so now his Interrogator Chaplain is going to shoot into my Interrogator Chaplain, hitting on a 3. That is not a hit. All right, so now his Terminator here is going to fire into him, hitting on 4s because he moved. All right, so that is 4 hits there. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 3-up armor saves because +1 for cover, -1 because of the AP. And he fails 1 of them. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. His Interrogator Chaplain is going to charge into my Interrogator Chaplain. Overwatch here. I've got the 1 shot with the grav pistol hitting on a 6. No hit there. So his charge distance looking for 8-inch charge. Making it in. All right, so now his Interrogator Chaplain is going to start off the fight phase by attacking into my Interrogator Chaplain. He's got +1 attack because he's the hunt. That's the one the hunt's looking for. So here we go. Hitting on 2s. That's all hits. Strength +1, so looking for 3s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. AP -1, so that's going to be looking for 4-up saves. Making 1 of them, so he takes 2 wounds. And now I'm going to swing back. I also get 4 attacks because of him being the choice, the target of their hunt. So I've got 4 attacks hitting on 2s. That one's cocked. All right, re-rolling because of your choice that I hate him because he's fallen, or because of he's just angry. He's just got a whole bunch of hate inside. So that's going to be 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. Oh, that's 1 wound. This is going to be looking for a 4-up armor save. No, fails that, so he takes a wound. All right, and that is it for the first group of Dark Angels turn here on turn 4. My tactical squad here has to take a morale test. They lost 4 guys, 4+. 2 is 6. They are good to go. So that is it for the Dark Angels first group, turn 4. We will come back to you after movement phase for the second set of Dark Angels on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Dark Angels, second set of Dark Angels here on turn 4. This squad moved up here, closing in on his sergeant back over here. This squad of tactical squad stood still. This Rhino stood still. My Interrogator Chaplain fell back over there. My Terminators moved up over here towards his Rhino. My Master dropped down, is looking up over this way, and my tactical squad stood still over there. And that is, oh, and my Rhino back there moved up over that way. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, start with the shooting phase. This squad over here is going to fire into his Hellblast over there. So the greens are going to be the heavy, they're going to be the grav cannon. Yellow is going to be the bolter, hitting on 3 and 4s because he moved. All right, getting 2 hits. And 1 hit, so wounding on, yellow is wounding on 4, green is wounding on 3s. Okay, getting 1 wound with the grav cannon. That's going to be AP -3, so he's got +1 because he's in cover, so we got 1 5-up save. Oh, and he's good. My Rhino here is going to fire into his Hellblaster. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Alrighty, then. These are now going to be wounding on 4s. Getting 3 wounds at AP nothing, so 3 2-up saves. Making them all. This tactical squad here is going to fire into his Hellblaster. Green is going to be the Plasma. Yellow is going to be the Bolter. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because they didn't move. All right, so 1 hit. Whoa, which one? 1 second. All right, it was the Plasma. I just had a brain fart there and completely forgot. So that's going to be wounding on a 3. That is a wound. So this is going to be AP -3, so looking for a 5-up save. Ooh, fails it, so he takes a wound. And now this Rhino here is going to fire into his Hellblaster. So he's got 8 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Wow, really good. 1 miss. Wounding on 4s. There we go. That's how you make up for it with 2 wounds. 2-up saves. Oh, he's good. All right, so now this tactical squad's going to fire into his Hellblaster. So the greens are going to be the Bolters. Yellow is going to be the Grav Cannon and the Grav Pistol. Since they all stayed still, there's no need to worry about which is which. And then the black is going to be the Plasma. These are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you. Rerolling 1s because of Grim Resolve. All right. All right, yellow and black are going to be wounding on 3s. Greens are going to be wounding on 4s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so we've got 3 5-up saves. Oh, and he fails it, so he is dead. All right, my Terminators here are going to fire into the Rhino over here. So yellows are going to be the Assault Cannon, hitting on 4s. Everything else is going to be hitting on 3s. All righty. All right, so these are all going to be wounding on 5s. Getting a fair number of wounds. All right, so we've got 1 at AP -1 and then 4 at AP nothing. So we got 1 4-up. No, that's a 1 wound goes through, and then we've got 4 3-ups. That makes all of those. All right, my master here is going to fire into his Interrogator Chaplain. He is going to supercharge, but he is not going to. He's only going to fire the Plasma part. So 2 shots, hitting on 2s. Getting 2 hits with fill faces. Does it mean something? Wounding on 3s. Oh, another 2 fill faces. This has got to mean something, right? So we've got 2 4-up invul saves. Oh, he fails 1, so he takes 2 wounds. All right, so now my Interrogator Chaplain, because he's got the fly keyword, is going to fire into the Rhino over here. So 1 shot hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. That is not a wound. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, my Terminators are going to charge into his Rhino. This is Overwatch here. Getting 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. Getting 2 wounds. 2-up saves. Making up both. Their charge distance is totally in with the fill faces. And now my master is going to charge into his Interrogator Chaplain over here. So his Interrogator Chaplain is going to Overwatch. Not getting a hit, so I need a 10-inch charge. Oh, so close. No, that's just too close. All right, so now we're going to have, in the fight phase, 3 guys with fists here are going to hit into the Rhino over there. Hitting on 4s. Rerolling because they hate him, plus the Interrogator Chaplain's there yelling at them as well. All right. He's got 3 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds at AP -3, so 2 6-up saves. Fails them both, so D3 wounds. Looking at 4 wounds into him over there. And now for the Thunderhammer. 2 shots hitting on 4s. Not getting to reroll that 3 because that would have been a hit before. Wounding on a 3. No wound there. We forgot to do this charge over here. I had talked about doing it, and then we forgot to roll it. So we're going to have him charge around the corner at his sergeant over here. I need a 7-inch charge to get in there. Cannot Overwatch, and he just gets in. All right, so I've got my 2 attacks into him over here. Hitting on 3s. That is 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound with a fill phase. So he gets 1 4-up armor save.
This is one of my favorites.
Oh, and he's good. And his sergeant over here is going to swing back. 2 attacks, hitting on 3s. That's 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is 1 wound. 3 up armor save. Yeah, he's good. And now his Rhino's going to attack back. D3 attacks because he's in his second tier. 1 attack, hitting on a 6. That is not a hit. And that is it for the second set of Dark Angel's turn here on turn 4. So we'll come back to you after a movement phase for the first set of Dark Angel on turn 5. All right, movement phase for this first set of Dark Angels here on turn 5. His Scout Sergeant stayed in combat with my tactical squad. His Master moved up over this way. Over here, his Interrogator Chaplain shot down, so he's an inch away from my Interrogator Chaplain. 2 wounds each. Battle of the Masters over here. Battle of the Interrogator Chaplains. Who knows what? Who even knows what? Over here, his Rhino backed out of combat with my Terminators over here. And this Rhino disembarked his dude bros here who advanced back into Linebreaker back there. And then he moved up around here looking on them. And the Terminators moved up over this way. Just moved, didn't advance or anything. So that is it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so his Scout Sergeant is going to shoot into my guys with his pistol, hitting on a 3. That is not a hit. All right, so his Master is going to fire into my Rhino over here. The red is going to be the plasma. The green is going to be the bolter. He's shooting both aspects. He's not going to supercharge, so hitting on 3s. All right, so that is 1 hit with the plasma. That is going to be a wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. His Interrogator Chaplain is going to shoot my Interrogator Chaplain with his Grav pistol. Hitting on a 3. That is a hit. Wounding on a 3. That is a wound. AP minus 3. You got a 4-up invul save because of the Rosarius. Has he been praying to the Emperor? He has with that fill face. Woo! All right, and this Rhino here is going to shoot into these guys. It's not the one that fell back. This is the one that fell back. This is the one that just moved up here. So he's got 8 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s because he's in the second profile. All right, so getting 2 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 5s. 4s. Wounding on 4s, sorry. That is 1 wound. 2 up armor save. No. Man, my Terminators cannot make saves. All right, so now his Terminator there is going to fire into my Terminator squad over here. So, hitting on 4s because he moved. So that 3 is a miss.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good. These are now wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds.
-1.
-1 plus 1 because they're in cover. So looking for 2 up armor saves. Failing another one. All right, into the assault phase. His Interrogator Chaplain is going to charge into my Interrogator Chaplain. Overwatching here. Looking for a 6. No, do not get it. His charge distance is totally it. All right, so now into the fight phase. His Interrogator Chaplain is going to attack me first. So he's got 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of all that hate. All right, wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. Oh boy. 2 4-up saves. Failing both. I'm gonna spend my Warlord trait reroll on one of those, looking for a 4-up to save him. 4-up to save him. Yeah, with the 4. Woo! And now I get to swing back because he's still alive. 4 attacks because he was the chosen one for the hunt. Rerolling because of all that hate. All right, so that's 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds. AP -1. We got 3 4-up saves. And he makes all of them like a boss. Yeah, his sergeant should have gone first. I know you're probably yelling at us, internet, but it didn't make a difference since my guys didn't go. So here come his 2 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. Here come my 2 attacks into him. Hitting on 3s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. And that is the end of the first set of Dark Angels turn here on turn 5. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the second Dark Angels here on turn 5. All right, movement phase. My Interrogator Chaplain stayed in combat over here. My Master moved up around here looking to get the charge in to help his friend. My Terminators moved up here to try to kill a Rhino finally. These guys moved up over this way, carrying with it their body of the Fallen, looking to get onto him. He stood still back over here. These guys stood still, and they stood in combat. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, my interrogator chaplain is going to put his grav pistol into the face of this mistaken fallen over here, and he's going to shoot him with the grav pistol, hitting on a 3. But wait, the master lets him reroll hits of 1, so hitting on a 3 again. Yeah, with the full force. So this is now going to be wounding on a 3. Oh. My Terminator's going to fire into the Rhino. We're going to go with the assault cannon first, hitting on 4s. Alrighty. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds at AP -1. 2 4-ups. Making 1, failing 1. And then the one assault, the assault bolter, the storm bolter. Hitting on, that one's cocked. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. 2 3-ups. Failing 1 of them.
Down.
My Rhino here is going to fire into his master. Not in rapid fire range. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. Getting 1 wound. 1 3-up save.
Master.
No! And he takes a wound. This squad here is going to fire into the master. I'm going to supercharge the plasma. Hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. AP -3, so looking for a 4-up Iron Halo save. Oh, he's good. And then the bolter shot. That's a hit. That is not a wound. And now this squad's going to fire their pistols into him. That is 2 misses. This Rhino here is going to fire into the master. That is 4 hits. That is 1 wound. 1 3-up. He's good. All right, my Terminators are going to charge into his Rhino over here in the assault phase. Overwatch. Getting 1 hit. Getting no wounds. Their charge distance is totally in. And now my master is going to charge in. Getting 5 inches, he's in. All right, here we go. These Terminators are going to start us off here. We're going to go with the fist first, hitting on 4s. All right, re-rolling those 2s because they hate the fallen. And that's what they are. Okay, those are misses anyway. 1 wound, 1 hit, wounding on a 3. That's a wound. Looking for a 6-up save. No! D3 wounds. 2 wounds and he's dead. Yes. Does he explode?
Come on, 6.
Don't do it. 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 Don't blow up. No, he doesn't blow up.
Dang it.
All right, so now my master is going to attack into his interrogator chaplain. I've got 4 attacks. Hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of all that hate. Okay. Strength +2, so wounding on 3s. Getting 2 wounds. AP -3, so 4-up Rosaria saves. Oh, they both go through, so he will be dead. And then we have my 2 guys from my tactical squad over here into his sergeant. That is 1 hit. That is no wound. And now the sergeant gets to attack back. 2 attacks, 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. That's 1 wound. 3-up save, and he's good. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we're going to end this game at the bottom of 5 with a Dark Angel victory. With my Dark Angels victory. Over here, my 2 guys, these guys, both squads have objectives secured, but my guys have 2 guys, 2 models, so they hold both of those objectives. Yep. He holds this objective. Yep. I hold that objective. I also hold this objective. My opponent holds that objective. And that is it for the objective. So I control 2, 3, 4 objectives. He controls 2. So that's 12 to 6. My opponent has Line Breaker. I also have Line Breaker. I got First Blood, and neither of us got Slay the Warlord. So a Dark Angels victory, a Phil Dark Angels victory against the Fallen there. So it turns out his guys were the Fallen, and that's what matters. Actually, they probably both ended up going back up to the rock and being like, "Oh dang!" But we did get all 6. I guess technically we did get all 6 of the Fallen that were on this planet. So next time we just have to have better communication. So this was a fun game. We had originally tried to try to get this done for April Fools, but it just wasn't going to work in our schedules. But we got it done, and we're glad. It was fun. My opponent actually came up with the idea, and we just decided to go with it. And I thought that would be hilarious if we just had a mirror match where we were kind of going off and just see what happens. And it was a lot of fun. With the all going after the Fallen models there and just having a good time. So I hope you guys have all. Oh, by the way, my opponent again made all of this terrain. He's a master at making terrain. It all looks gorgeous yet again. And he made all of the trees there. Obviously, the buildings are from GW. And then what's the bridge you said was from
War Games Tournaments.
War Games Tournaments. The same thing with all the other bridges there.
Pegasus.
Pegasus is the middle one. War Games Tournament is the other bridges over the side there. So you can check those guys out. But yeah, my opponent does a great job with terrain, and I love playing on his tables. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Neil, and until next time, have fun.